platform. Passengers came out, passenger went inside. Now the train has to start. Now that control, so when there is a platform, okay, and the driver is supposed to know when he or she will be able to move. That information can be provided with the help of a signal which is known as starter. Okay, so starter is also a stop sign. Okay, so stop sign, you will be able to see red light. So when the green light is on, the driver will be knowing that now he has the permission to start the onward journey. Now in case of main line, there is three different indications for a starter. There is red, yellow and green. But in case of loop line, there are two indicators, that is yellow and red light. Okay. Now why yellow is being shown? Why there is no green light for the starter in case of loop line? Because see it here. So the train has been diverted using this route. So we had a point set here. Through there, this train came to this line. Maybe there is one more point set. So now here is the platform. The train stopped. Now there is no further line in this direction. Now the train has to come back to the original route. Now when the driver is supposed to do that, it is expected that the driver should be traveling with a very low speed, because again there are points. So in order to make sure that the driver travels slowly, there is yellow and red light for the starter signal in case of loop line. But in case of mill line, it is either yellow or green or red. Now, what do we use in case of mill line? Okay. Yellow, green is fine. Now, what can be other instances of green line of starter signal which can be shown to a train which is traveling along a mill line? Can you guess, guys? So for the mill line, I am saying, suppose this platform is along the mill line. So I am saying here you have green, yellow, red. Okay. Generally, when the driver is about to start, it is shown yellow light. There can be instances where green light is being shown for the mill line locomotive. So a train is stopped, it is being allowed to move. I am asking, is there any other special circumstances when this green light will be utilized?
So through passage?
Yes, through passage. Okay, so at the home signal, here the train will be seeing green. At the advanced starter, it will be seeing green. Sorry, at the starter, it will be seeing green. At the advanced starter, again, it will be shown green. Very right. Very nice. Okay. So starter signal is basically a stop signal. It marks the limit up to which a particular line can be occupied without obstructing any other line. Okay, and based upon the last week discussion, we can say that at the starter location also there can be a special signal. What is that? How many of you have gone through the presentation? Let me see. So there can be another signal, special signal at the starter location, which we have discussed during Saturday class. which can be also seen in case of home signal. Anybody remember? That is calling on signal. Calling on signal is basically represented with a C logo. Okay, and there will be one signal lens with yellow color. So when there is no yellow, it means it is on position. That's the default position. When it is yellow, it means off position. It is trying to indicate certain information to the drivers. So on Saturday we have talked about like what are the circumstances that lead to illumination of the yellow light in case of calling on signal. So one can be that the home signal is not working. There is some failure. So home signal is showing red light and a locomotive driver. So let me draw a home signal. So there is home signal. A train came, locomotive driver is somewhere here. So as soon as it arrived here, it saw red is being shown by the home signal. So red means do not proceed. Okay, now if there is a C marking and a yellow light being shown here, it means that there can be different representation of the light. First one is that this light is not working. So by showing this yellow light, the station manager is trying to indicate this locomotive driver that you proceed very slowly. Okay. Now, when it is proceeding very slowly, there can be two things. One is it is being asked to stop at that particular railway station. There can be maintenance which is going on across along that route, or maybe there is a train which is waiting for the locomotive to be joined at the back. Okay, that particular signal is known as calling on signal. Okay, so there are many YouTube videos available. You search it. What are the instances when we use calling on signal? You can see that I have only talked about 3 instances. But one thing I want to make sure that you people understand, being my student, that you will never see that both home signal and calling on signal are off. Okay, what does it mean? That you will not see yellow or green indication in home signal and calling on signal yellow. You will never see that. You will only see calling on signal off or calling on signal yellow when home signal is only red. Is home signal is showing any other indication, calling on signal will be always on or always black. So on means the default position. So try to be clear about the railway terminology. So on means default position. So calling on signal default position, on position is black display. No light, no illumination. So I am saying that off position of both home signal and calling on signal is not possible. If I ask you in the exam that explain this, you should be able to write a few lines. Okay, so it is not possible for the home signal and calling on signal to be in off position at the same time. Okay. So that's the starter. So in the starter also we can see calling on signal. There can be another signal which is known as advanced starter that we have seen in the slides. Let me show you the slides now. Yes. advanced starter. So advanced starter is also a stop signal. Rather, I would say last stop signal, first stop signal. Okay, so advanced starter signal is generally provided for the departure of a train from the station. Okay, the signal, you can see that it is provided beyond the outermost points or the switches. So which is not clear here, but if you try to understand what I have shown you here is that there are points which are being fixed in such a way that train is moving to left loop line, right loop line or main line. Then once they are done with the passenger thing, they are coming back along the main line. So there are points. Okay, so outermost point is this one. So you will see the advanced starter somewhere beyond the outermost point or the switches. So it basically represents the station block section is over. So we have come out of the station limits. So that's why I mentioned during the first discussion that when a train is seeing the advanced starter, we can tell that now there is no control of the station manager. स्टेशन मैनेजर्स का जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी था इधर कंट्रोल करने के लिए वो खत्म हो गया. ओके and obviously until and unless the advanced starter is going to show you the proceed information, no station can leave the station limits. Okay. Now there is a term called interlocking. So interlocking, I have referred to this term when I was talking about the home signal. You remember that I mentioned that there is a special kind of system or mechanism or technique, I would say, where you need to make sure that whenever you are putting a signal off, for example, stop signal hai, semaphore time, horizontal, the arm is horizontal, it's mean it is on position stop. Now when we are keeping it off, we need to make sure that the point for that particular line is set. So until and unless the point is set, you will not be able to change the signal. So what does it mean? Give me the same example once again. So you are approaching a railway station. Here we have home signal. So when a train is approaching, it will be seeing some signal. So signal is somewhere positioned here. Okay, so this is horizontal position. So horizontal position, stop sign, semaphore style, this means stop. Now whenever you will see it is inclined position, it means proceed, right? So proceed in which direction? Either it will be going in the straight direction, main line, leftmost loop line or rightmost loop line. Now whenever we are putting this in the off position, we need to make sure the points are also set in this way. If I want the train to move in this particular loop line, then you need to make sure that the point here is set in such a way the tongue rail are going to touch the stock rail in such a way that the train will be going in the left direction. Okay, how do we do that? There is a mechanism that is being controlled by station manager or the cabin man is known as interlocking. Okay, so interlocking is basically a system which means for the ensuring the safety of the train, that you can understand that if setting the point and switching on off position of the signal is not properly coordinated, there can be problem. So there can be a train already waiting in a platform and you have not done the setting properly. So obviously the train which is coming from the backside, there is a chance that it is going to hit the waiting train. So we ensure the safety of the train by using something which is known as interlocking. Now, why do we do that? Why we have a mechanism? Because there can be human error. So you can assign 2% कि ठीक है आप वो point set करो, आपका responsibility है. You will use the lever arm to set the point, to touch the tongue rail to the stock rail. Now there can be another person you can ask that as soon as he set the tongue rail for this particular location for the left hand side loop line, you put the signal in the off position. आप दोनों लोगों को रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देके चले गए, हर दिन ठीक ठाक हो रहा था, एक दिन अचानक आपने सुना उस रेलवे स्टेशन में एक एक्सीडेंट हो गया एंड यू फाउंड दैट देयर इज सिग्नल फेलियर. व्हाई? You came to know that one of the person, he thought that there is no train movement now, so he was looking at the mobile phone or he was talking to somebody or he took a break to have a cup of tea. So there can be human error that can actually affect the safety of the train. So that's why in order to prevent human error, there are levers which are interlocked in such a way that these points and signal, they operate at the same time. So this is known as interlocking. Okay, so we set the points and signal in such a way that the cabin man also, okay, the person who is responsible for the arrival of the train, cannot lower the signal for the reception of a train. तो वो स्टेशन मैनेजर ने ब्लॉक कर दिया है. Now the cabin man who is responsible for the arrival of a train at a particular railway station, even he cannot do anything with the setting the point. Okay, because it has been set and it has been locked. There is a term called lock. So once you lock it, nobody else except the station manager can change the location of the points. So let us see what are the principle of interlocking. So why do we do that? So it interlocks a point and the corresponding signal. Otherwise, we will not be able to maintain the safety between the train going in two opposite direction or in the same direction. No contradictory signal can be used at the same time. So you can see that not only two trains, but at many times it may happens that you are getting mixed up with the indication to be shown using the stop signal or the warner signals. So you should not mess it up. So no contradictory signal, no loose wagons can enter the line after the points and sets and signals are lowered. So it means that no other compartments of the other train will be able to enter that particular line where the points are sets and signals are lowered. So track for which points and set and signals are lowered should be clear of obstruction. So once we are setting that, once we are saying we are going to receive this train on the left hand loop line. So you have set the points for that, you have set the signal in that way, you have kept the signal in the off position for the loop line. Now once it is done, the train is arriving, you have to make sure it is clear of obstruction. There is no train coming from the opposite direction onto that particular platform, or no other train is waiting at that particular railway station and waiting for the onward journey, or the starter signal to give the go indication. Okay, so should be clear of obstruction. Here the obstruction means mainly the trains. Now there can be several methods of interlocking. So there are some advanced method, but you will not be able to see that those methods are being applied in smaller stations. Okay, so the first one, the basic one that we have seen over the years is known as key interlocking. So here actually they have some kind of key. Okay, so they set the points, they lock whether it will be going in the main or the loop line. They take out the key. Okay, now once they set it up using the interlocking, from that particular hole they take out the key, so that by any mistake nobody is going to use the key once again. So there is the level frame. So this is actually, it will be lever. Okay, lever frame. So there is a lever, there is a frame, so that can be only operated by a key. So for example, here I have given that main line. Suppose for the main line we have a key A. Okay, so once we set the point for the main line, now what we have to do, the next step is to set the signal. So what we will be doing for the signal, we will keep the signal for the main line in the off position. Now key B is meant for the loop line. So once we take the key B after setting the point, now it is locked for the loop line. So for any time, suppose we have taken key A or key B, it means that we are trying to set the route either for main line or the route line, loop line. Now we have one lever frame where we can have two different levers. So there is one lever which can be only operated by key A, and that is for main line. There is another lever which can be only operated by key B. So once you take those key out, you will not be able to do anything. So if a train is to be received on a main line, for example, so the points are set using the key A and locked for the main line. So lock ho gaya. Now what we are doing, we are going to take the key A out of the lever frame. Okay, so that particular key is being used for interlocking the main line signal with the main line point. Similarly, we can give you the example of the loop line. So the train is approaching, it is being diverted to loop line. So how? We have used the key B on a lever. So points are being set. At the same time, as soon as the point are being set, the signal which is meant for the loop line, it is going in the off position. Now once you have done that, train is yet to arrive, you take the key B out of the lever frame. So there is nobody who will be able to alter the point or alter the signal. This is how it works in case of key interlocking. But this is very primitive. It has been used in 19th century even in the United Kingdom. So in India, you will be able to see those kind of mechanism in the smaller station. Those who are going to be Indian Railway officers, like among you, and you are going to visit some distant station, you will be able to see those kind of things are still prevalent in small railway station. So they use different keys for different lines. Then we have comparatively better mechanism in medium sized railway station, which is known as panel interlocking. Okay, so this interlocking is again between a point and a signal, but it is done electronically. So there is a central station. Generally, we go for a junction for this purpose. So from that central station, we link between the points and the signal. So there are operating switches for various functions. So obviously there are many functions. So there will be switches, and here you can see this is achieved by relay. So electrically operated switch, electromagnetic switch. So we have talked about relay when we talked about track circuiting. So on one side you have low voltage battery, on the other side you have a relay. So a small voltage current is passing, completing the circuit, green light is being illuminated. If you cut the line when a train is approaching, metal wheel, metal rail, track is short, circuit is short, relay getting disconnected, red light. That was track circuiting. Here also we use the same mechanism. Okay, so we have electrically operated switch. So there are various advantages of this panel interlocking. So I have one photo that I will be able to show you. Now this panel interlocking is basically going to eliminate various activities. So first one is multi-cabin operations. So you will be able to see that when you are approaching a railway station or you are leaving a railway station, there is a building called cabin. Okay, so the cabin people, the cabin men, basically they are responsible for the arrival and departure of the trains from the station block. Now, in order to make sure there is no collision between same directional and opposite directional train, we have interlocking. Okay, but if we have key interlocking or primitive interlocking, which is being done by the station manager and being conveyed to other station manager within by using the cabin men, you can see that you need a very good coordination. So you need inter-cabin control. Okay, so inter-cabin control, and you will be wasting huge amount of time. Even there can be some miscommunication. There can be some wrong information being conveyed. So that problem is gone as we have replaced multiple cabin with a location which is positioned at a particular junction. Then there is a term called slotting, multi-cabin operation and slotting. Slotting is also done by the cabin men. Slotting is basically when you have a Warner signal and the stop signal in the same post or very close to each other. Many a times they are being controlled by a single controller box. So one controller box, signal control box, is going to operate the two signal indications. Now many a times it has been observed that due to the human error or some problem, there can be mismatch. There can be odd signal being displayed to the locomotive driver, or maybe some wrong information is being communicated to the locomotive driver, and ultimately it led to certain crashes or inconvenience. The driver was slow and वो जाके देखा कि उधर और एक ट्रेन रुकी हुई है. So those kind of situation can arise in case of dependency on multi cabins. So once we have panel interlocking, we got rid of those issues. And the second point that I have mentioned here is capacity. So you can understand that when we have multi-cabin activities, people talking to each other saying, अच्छा छोड़ के आ गया, अच्छा इधर आ रहे हैं, ठीक है, चलो हम कर लेते हैं. तो when you are getting rid of that lost time and all those human intervention, it has been observed that as we are controlling it from the central station, we can significantly increase the capacity of the track. We can use it for greater number of trains with very limited number of operating staff. That's one of the advantage of panel interlocking. Now this is a photo of root relay interlocking, which is becoming common nowadays in India. So this is actually improvement of panel interlocking. But in case of panel interlocking, you will be able to see that roots are individually set. Okay, like whether it will be going in the main line or loop line, we need to work on individual switches. So individual switches means each one of those, you have to work on them individually. Okay, so where individual points are has to be taken into account. So you need to consider them individually. But in case of root relay interlocking, where we use a pair of switch to perform all those operation automatically. So one, if it is going to set for a particular route, all other points at the receiving end, they will be automatically set so that the train cannot go in any of the other platforms. So in India, we have seen this kind of route relay interlocking example. I don't know whether you people have followed those news or not, because at that time you people probably were not at IIT Roorkee. So let us see one such news. Where it is, man. Starting. Yes. How many of you have heard this incident? At that time, obviously, you people were not civil engineer. Okay, there was a fire in one of the buildings of Itarsi railway station. This is a station in Madhya Pradesh, very important junction. So the news headline says that rupees 1000 crore loss likely until system restored. So let us see this, a major fire that destroyed the route relay interlocking cabin at Itarsi railway junction on could have avoided if smoke detector have installed, railway officials said. So if you go through this particular news, you will be able to see, first of all, this is the new route relay interlocking they have installed after the building was destroyed, after all the existing systems were gone. So this is the new one they have installed. So you can see huge structure. Okay, there are some relevant information as well. Here you can see that they have said more or less 1000 crore loss, but he is not sure. He does not want to speak in front of the media. But look at this information. The movement of more than 180 trains to major cities of the country via Itarsi, about 90 km from Bhopal, has been hit since June 17 fire. So only one station, one cabin, one location, route relay indicator is controlling, interlocking. So if any problem is happening, for example, here there is some problems of negligence. So it got fire. So you can see it affects 180 trains, which is going to pass through Itarsi. So that's the significance of the route. News. Then what? Then there is a more modern technique which is centralized train control. So Itarsi, you can see 180 trains, some stations nearby, but for the larger junction, very important location like Naya Delhi, Kolkata, Lucknow, Kanpur, so you have centralized train control system. So all the points and signals of a particular or of a more number of stations are centralized at one place. So similar to panel or the route relay interlocking, but here there is one place, there is one person who will be controlling that. He is known as centralized train control operator or dispatcher. So control is in the hand of a single official. Now you can say that again we are dependent upon a human being. There can be error, there can be problem. But this person is going to be a very much responsible person. So no such instances happen that he or she has shown negligence in case of centralized train control system. So he or she is going to take care of the interlocking process for a number of station masters of individual stations. So we got rid of the responsibility of a number of railway station managers. So it can be done electrically through remote control. It is not even relay. So the distance covered for each CTC panel is approximately 120 kilometer on either side. So this particular station 120 kilometer on this side along the railway track along 120 kilometers. So you can see what is the enormous capability this kind of interlocking is having. That's why it is known as centralized train control. So centralized train control has basically illuminated track diagram. So a diagram is there where it will be showing the position of signals, points, track circuit, which is going to be referred with some unique identification number. Okay, so that we know their relative positions. So there are switches which will be giving you indication of points, signal, direction of the train. So these are one of the primitive centralized train control system, some portion of it. So here you can see various lights, various signals, points, loop line, mail line, everything is being indicated in this location. These are the modern ones. So you can see just like traffic management center. I don't know how many of you are familiar with those. Traffic management center is a central location which is going to have a good coordination among the various routes where congestion is happening, where accidents are happening, where do you need to send the police or ambulance because as an accident has taken place. So here you can see all the routes with loop line, points location, signal locations are being indicated. So earlier it was in a hall room. Now those are being displayed on computer. So modern day centralized control system. And the last one is automated warning system. So this is very basic, which has been used by Indian Railways, though we are telling that this is really modern. So US, Japan, Switzerland, they have used this intensively. Eastern Railway, Central Railway, they saw its extensive use. So automatic application of brake, nothing else. So Princi, Progria and their group, they talked about the accident collision devices in case of railway engineering. So this is one of the systems. So whenever the signal will be in the danger position, means off position, signal is saying, danger position means on position, means the driver is not supposed to proceed, stop position, but driver is not applying the brake, there will be automatic application of brake. So one part is installed on the track, the other one is activated when the signal is red. Okay. So no action is taken by the driver. It will see whether the driver is going to take action for 3 to 4 seconds. If it is not, automatic brake will be applied and train will be brought to the stop. So not active when the signal is green, obviously. So signal is green means driver can proceed with confidence. So when the engine passes over the track, nothing happens. But when the signal is red, it is in the danger position. It is in the on position. You are not supposed to go. So a red lamp is going to lit as the locomotive is going to pass. The alarm bell will start ringing. So driver, he has to acknowledge. If driver is not going to take any action, there will be automatic brake application. Okay, so this is what I had to say for the class. So signaling and interlocking, and you can see that this automatic brake application that I have talked about is related to the collisions between the trains. So there can be obstruction in the same line. Train is coming from opposite side or train is waiting or stagnant. There can be some other accidents which can happen due to the fracture in the rail. Okay, so if the track maintenance is not properly done, the gangmen which are supposed to walk along the railway track, they are not going to bring into your notice the presence of any fracture. You will not be able to understand that there is a potential location for train accidents. So for identifying those locations, nowadays we are using a sophisticated method either based upon infrared IR technology or some kind of artificial intelligence based approach. Okay, so there are sensor detectors, various companies are coming up, many students are trying to develop some model, they are trying to send it to Indian Railways, those are being displaced during the technical fest, all leading to how to identify the rail fracture, which are the potential location for accidents. So this is what I had to tell. So ultrasonic sensor, infrared sensor, artificial intelligence based sensors are coming up in order to identify the location or the position of rail fractures. Okay. So let me take the attendance, then I will let you people go.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Kirat.
Sir, how much syllabus is left approximately for this subject?
Actually, until the last year, I used to teach up to this point. Okay. Now I don't know, should I engage classes with further information, or actually if you people can go through the course project PPT, I think you people are fine. But if you people think that sir पढ़ाएंगे तो तब सुनेंगे, then we'll see that it is yes under the purview of this course, then there is problem. So one thing I can do, I can stop taking classes, but I can have some some quizzes based upon what is being presented. So I can tell you that, okay, now we will have a quiz on based upon these 3 course PPT. Is that fine with you? Kirat, is that fine?
Sir, I guess we can discuss it once amongst ourselves and then let you know.
Yes, I was also thinking whether, because I have covered enough materials for GATE and engineering services. So if you see any question paper, you will be able to see that you are in a position to solve the problem, whether it is theoretical question or it is numerical question. Okay, from that side, you people are safe. Now let me see. I will have a glimpse of the syllabus, then I will get back to you. Okay.
Sure, sir.
And I believe that based upon the response I am getting, I feel that you people are not up to the date. So you people are not being able to cope up with the speed of the course. So even I talk to certain people, those who are trying to solve problem related to geometric design of track. So geometric design, then you have points and crossing, then you have signaling and interlocking. So you people have to expedite your revision, otherwise you people are falling apart. Okay, so let me see what I can cover. So if I think that this is already too much for the students, then I will not go further. I'll stop here. And I have a plan to conduct smaller quizzes. Okay, by the way, I can convey to the whole class that I will be having smaller quizzes. So maybe I can have one quiz on geometric design of track. I can have one quiz on points and crossing, then signaling and interlocking. Okay, so it will be of smaller duration, maximum 20 to 30 minutes. So I have a plan for that. So in that way, you people will be in a good shape to revise the course material and finally prepared for the end time examination, which is supposed to be held in the month of January. Okay, so that's my plan. Okay, so thank you, Kirat. Thanks for raising this question. So now you people can leave for the next class. Otherwise, Rajiv